He's Raj Rajaratnam, who faced a high-profile investor fraud trial himself. Now, it's something we followed closely more than a decade ago. Call it Judgment Day, in a way. It's the sentencing of the former billionaire hedge fund manager convicted in what's called the largest insider trading scheme in US history. He's Raj Rajaratnam, and he got 11 years in prison for raking in more than $60 million worth of ill-gotten gains. The amount of resources it took to get this Rajaratnam conviction, the wiretaps, even the question over what's insider trading, it doesn't give much hope that this case will be much more than one on its own. To be sure, there'll be a deterrent effect if Rajaratnam gets a heavy sentence, but I've no doubt it won't be long before the men of money are back to business as usual. Don't be naive. Now, the Sri Lankan-born billionaire was released in 2019 after serving more than 7 years of his sentence. He's written a new book called Uneven Justice about his experiences, and Raj joins me now. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Richard.
Much to talk about. Before we begin, do you, just to clarify, do you still profess your innocence, or do you accept your conviction?
Both. Let me clarify. I respect the verdict of the jury, but I don't agree with it. And let me explain quickly. 3 years after my case, in the same circuit, the Southern Circuit, in the same stocks, with the same cooperating witness and the same wiretaps, another jury found the defendant not guilty. And the reason was that the cooperating witness, the star cooperating witness, recanted his testimony against me and said, I called Raj to find out what he was thinking. Whereas in my case, he said, I called Raj to give him information.
Right.
And the singular reason for his change in testimony was because he was no longer under the leash of the prosecution. He was sentenced to 2 years in parole, and now he was a free man. And therein lies uneven justice.
If we look at that and you take, now bearing in mind that the jury is out in the Holmes case, but the level of interest, the media interest, and you know we are part of this process, the media, you believe taints any possibility of a fair trial?
Well, you know, in many countries, they don't have this media circus prior to the defendant being found guilty. By all means, once the defendant finds guilty, if you want to put the message out for deterrence sake, you can talk about it. But it's deeply prejudicial when prior to the trial or even during the trial, you have the media that gets most of its information from the prosecutor's office. And in my case, the FBI agent, one of the FBI agents, pleaded guilty to leaking stuff to the press in another insider case called the Walters case, you might have heard of.
You're also obviously critical of the prosecutor, the attorney, the US attorney was Preet Bharara in those days. What change would you like to see? I know you're not bitter per se, but obviously your new campaign is to look at what change there should be. And what change do you think there should be?
I think, number one, when we go to trial, only 3% of the defendants actually go to trial. But when we go to trial, we expect a quest for the truth, for justice, not win at all costs. Now, I'm not saying that all law enforcement is bad, not at all. There's a small segment of law enforcement, prosecutors and FBI, that are very ambitious and use high-profile cases as a stepping stone. So what would I like change? Number one, play by the same rules. Number two, don't coach cooperating witnesses to get a win. Tell the cooperating witnesses to tell the truth. And the way you can do that is sentence them before they testify, not after they testify, using their testimony as a carrot. Number three, don't try the case in the media.
Right.
And finally, don't lie to the jury or the courtroom. Play by the same rules as the defense.
As we look to this year ahead, and I believe you are still active in markets now, I would be foolish if I did not take the opportunity of getting your guidance on what we should be looking for this year. What do you like the look of, Raj?
Well, we invest in disruptive companies that disrupt the way we live, whether it's in e-commerce, whether it's in cybersecurity, or in medical technology. Now, if you want specific companies, I'm happy to give you some of the companies we own. CrowdStrike is one. NVIDIA is another. We own a medical technology company called Shockwave. We like Airbnb, and the list is long. But as you know, we are fundamental, bottoms-up driven investors, and I am not talking to a single person because there's enough information on the net.
Right.
And I don't, I've told all my analysts, don't even talk to your dog about stocks after what happened to me.
Raj, let's end on a note that says, as the year moves forward, the past we put behind us, and hopefully we can talk to you during the year and discuss things that are happening today. What's happening in economies and markets and cryptocurrency, and whether or not it's the biggest hype that we've ever seen.
Is that a question, or are you saying we should do that in the future?
It's both.
Well, I think there's a role for blockchain, not
Right.
just cryptocurrency. And with blockchain technology, you can do things faster and cheaper in terms of software for enterprise. That's where our interest is. Having said that, I have about 1 or 2% of our assets in cryptocurrency.
Interesting. We'll talk more. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful you've come with us
Thank you, sir.
this afternoon. Thank you.